Hi, I'm Becca Bursell. I created the Deluxe Lip Business Tracker in February 2017. Since then, we've had more than 1,600 downloads to the file, more than 145 star reviews. And so for 2018, I just wanted to refresh the file, add a few new features that were requested many times. And so I'm just going to show you the spreadsheet as a whole, and you'll see all the new features included in it. So the first tab you see when you open the Deluxe Lip Business Tracker is the Instructions tab. This, as you scroll to the right, has instructions for every single tab that you'll see in the file. They're really thorough. They have step-by-step instructions on how to enter data and what the data means and how to interpret it. I've also highlighted the new features that are included in the 2.0 version as opposed to the versions we released last year. So if you scroll to the right, you'll see all of them. I highly recommend reading through these before you get started. Then you have an idea of where everything's supposed to go. The next tab is the profit and loss tab. I'm going to come back to this at the end of the preview so you can see where the numbers go that will populate. Then we've got a master customer list. This is a place where you can keep all of your customers' data. Right now I've got a couple customers preloaded in here. We've got Becca, Megan, Gloria, and Cindy. We're going to use them for our customers in this preview. You can fill in as much or as little information as you want. I've got a couple phone numbers, a couple emails in here. One really great function of the new tracker is that there's easy sort buttons. So if I wanted to resort my customers by name, so they're easily found in the drop-down list you'll see later, you just click on this arrow in the corner here and sort A to Z, and it'll resort and keep everyone's information attached to their name. One other cool feature is that it will alert you to a customer's birthday coming up if it's within the next 30 days. So today is January 10th. Say that Cindy's birthday was January 30th. If I enter her birthday as January 30th, it's going to alert me, highlight her name, so that I know to reach out to that customer and I can give great customer service to her. If someone's birthday is later than that, say 6/28, it's just going to go back to the normal formatting. So, but when it comes closer to June 28th, her name will be highlighted. Next, we go to the current inventory tab. Right now it's blank because we haven't purchased any inventory yet. But what you'll see is the item names, the costs of the item that you've spent so far. Right now I haven't bought anything, so you don't see a cost yet. The retail price, the quantity on hand and on order, and then the value on hand and on order. Remember, in here we're talking about accounting costs. So the value that you see on hand is the cost to you while you're running your business, not the retail cost. So a lip color, the value on hand if you had one would be $12.50 if you bought it at 50%, not the $25 that a customer would spend on it. Next is our beginning inventory tab. This is the tab you're going to use if you have inventory carried over from a previous year. If you start in the current year, so you start in 2018, for example, you will not enter anything in this tab. This is only if you have stuff left over from the year before. So say I have a couple items. I'm going to enter them on January 1st because that's when I have them. On January 1st, I still have some apple cider, and I got all of those at 50% last year, so $12.50, and I had 5 remaining. I also had, let's say we've got 3 blackberry left, and also, whoops, popped all the way down to the bottom. There we go. You can also type in a name if you want. It just has to match what's in the list. So I had Bella, and I had 8 of those, for example. So now if we pop over back to our current inventory tab, you'll see that in this new edition of the tracker, the items that you have on hand, those are going to be highlighted. This tab won't allow you to sort because the formulas are really intricate, but I made it so that it will highlight it. So now we know that these are the 3 colors that I have in stock. It shows me that I got them all at $12.50, what quantities I have, and then the total value of that, so the cost times the quantity on hand. This will be super helpful if you're trying to search through and see what's going on in your inventory. Next, we have our purchase order tab. This is anything purchased in the current year. So say on the 7th of this year, I placed a huge order. So I got a 50% discount, and I got some blue red. You can see that the cost automatically populates because it knows that blue red has a retail cost of $25. If I bought it at 50% off, then that's $12.50. And I bought 15 blue red. Then I also got, at that same rate, I got some eyeshadow. I got 10 amethyst eyeshadows, and I also got a couple copper rose shimmer. Let's say that. So these numbers are also added to my current inventory. So you'll see that now I've got some more stuff in my inventory. I scroll on down to the eyeshadows. I've got 2 of those available. So now I know that I have those in my inventory to sell. I can also always double check my physical inventory and make sure it matches. If I wanted to go back to the purchase orders, say that in the next month in February, I placed a smaller order. So I only got a 30% discount, and I ordered blue red again because I just sold them like crazy. You can tell that the price is different between this blue red and this blue red because of my discount level. And when I add that to my inventory, you'll see that the current inventory cost went up from $12.50. This takes an average inventory cost so that your inventory is up to date. You can buy things at different discount levels throughout the year and not worry about how you're going to keep track of which one cost which dollar amount. This will average them out and keep a good cost for you. Next, after purchase orders, we've got our product returns tab. This tab is specifically for items that you will send back to Senegence if you have a defective product or if a customer returns it to you. So this is not if a customer returns a product to you. This is when you return a product out of your inventory. So if I say one of those blue reds I got was leaky, then on that date, item name was blue red. At that point, I'd only bought it at $12.50, and I just returned one. Now, one other thing, just like the customer list, anytime you see these arrows up top, you can sort by those item names. So on my purchase orders tab, I could sort by the name, and so I can see every time I've bought blue red. I can resort it if I accidentally order something. If I enter it out of order, I can resort it by the date. I can also sort it by the discount level if I wanted to. So anytime there's an arrow in a header, I can use that to sort. Next tab is the trades and inventory adjustment tab. This one is really important. You'll use it a lot. If you ever do trades between yourself and another distributor, you can enter that here and keep your inventory correct. You can also enter anytime you adjust an item out of inventory. So say you need a new tester, or you give away an item that's not a sale, you give it away for a promotion or something like that. This is where you'll take it out of inventory. So for example, on the 20th, I traded a blackberry that I had. If you ever need to look up the cost, see what it is, you can jump back to your current inventory. Right now, all my blackberries cost $12.50. So I have a $12.50 cost, and I gave that one away. I gave it to a distributor in exchange for something else. So I'm taking it out of inventory. I'm going to use -1. And as my note, I'm going to say trade to Libby. And then in return, she gave me a different color. So I took the blackberry out of my inventory, and she gave me a B ruby in exchange. So I'm going to do a +1 because I want that to increase my inventory. I put it in my stock. And by putting the notes here, I can keep track. You could also, if you wanted to, you could just do the name so that you could sort it by who you'd made trades with that year. Now, if I wanted to do, say I need a new tester of blue red because I've just been going through it. On that day, I've got lip color blue red, and my average cost you'll see is $13.75. So I'm going to enter that, $13.75. And I took one of those out of my inventory, and I can just say new tester. Now you'll notice the reason that these costs don't populate automatically here is to account for these strange costs, because this is not a normal cost that you would get from the company. It's an average of all of them. So the cost is a manually entered number on the product returns, the trades, the beginning inventory tab, so that you can enter these odd averages. The next tab is going to be our January sales. You'll have a January income, you'll have an income tab for every month of the year. This keeps them straight in the profit and loss and in your order so you don't get too long of a list. So to enter a customer sale, we can enter on the 10th. I had a sale to Gloria, and any name that's on your customer list will show up in this drop-down list. I sold her one of those blue reds. She got one. And so what you'll see pops up here is the full retail value, the price of the item, the gross sales. This is, so say she bought two. It's still 25 each, but it's 50 total. The cost of goods sold is $27.50. That's 2 times the cost. It's calculated in the current inventory tab. I charged her $3 in shipping. I didn't give a discount. We don't have sales tax in Alaska, but say you had sales tax in, I don't know, Washington, and your sales tax rate was 8.5%, you can enter that here and it'll automatically fix all the taxes for you. It'll automatically calculate your taxes. So if you're in a state that charges sales tax, fill out this January income sales tax box and all of that will get calculated for you. So my total sale with the full retail cost, the gross sales, the taxes charged, and the shipping charge was $57.25. So you'll see it does all that for you. This lip color then came out of my current inventory tab. If you see, we go back to blue red. I think I'd gotten 20 of those between everything. Let's see. I had gotten 20 blue reds. I had returned one, so that brought me down to 19. I took one out for a tester, so that took it down to 18. And then I sold two. So now you'll see that my current inventory quantity for blue red is at 16, just like it should be. The other thing on the income tab is if you scroll over to the right, you'll see this other monthly income box. If you receive commissions, bonus products, Senecash, Senebucks, Senecar reimbursement, you enter that here and it will show up in your profit and loss. The last type of tab is the expense tab. This is any cost that's not inventory product. So anytime you buy supplies from Senegence, you get freight from Senegence. Anytime you order packaging from Amazon or marketing materials from Vistaprint, this is where those expenses will go. So you can enter the date from Amazon. I ordered packaging supplies, so I can pick that from my list, and I spent $75. And then on 1/12, I needed beauty books, so I ordered beauty books and lip tester wands. So my tester wands would be a demo supply, and I spent $12 on that. So you'll see that I can pick my category, I enter my vendor, and then those items show up in the monthly summary here. So if I were to order more packaging supplies later in the month for $15, now it gives me a total. I've spent $90 on that this month. So you can enter all of those for your month. As you scroll to the right, you'll see there's a tab, of an income tab and an expense tab for every single month. Now the last tab I want to show you real quick is the profit and loss. Like I said, once you've got information filled in, you'll see that it starts to populate in the profit and loss. So we've got, since I have sales entered, I have $50 in sales. I have shipping income, shows me my total income. My products for resale, remember you can only write off products that are sold. So those are the two products that I sold, those two blue reds. I've got demo supply expense, packaging expenses. I recouped some tax expense. So my net income right now, I'm in the black. But this will show you for each month and each year how much money you've made. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. My email is bursellbookkeeping@hotmail.com. You can also check out my Etsy page. It's BursellBKPG. You can message me on there. Thanks so much.